Do not keep scrolling. I need you to slow down for a moment and really hear this, because the second your eyes landed on these words, something in you probably reacted before your mind even caught up. Some quiet part of you that whispered, "This is meant for me." Your heart needs this right now, so stay here with me for a bit. Take a breath and let what I'm about to say settle into you like warm light spreading through a cold room. Because everything I'm going to share is going to connect all those scattered feelings you've been quietly carrying around, the ones you haven't said out loud to anyone. You've been unusually quiet lately, quieter than your soulmate expected from you. And even though part of you assumes they haven't noticed, trust me, they have. They feel the shift. They feel the distance stretching between you. They feel that silence ringing louder in their ears than anything you ever actually said to them. And it's sending them into a kind of quiet emotional panic they can't quite put into words, not even to themselves. Your silence isn't just an absence of sound to them. It works like a mirror. It's reflecting back all the parts of themselves they've spent so long trying to hide, trying to ignore, trying to outrun. And now they can't keep running from it anymore. The universe has been nudging them, pushing them, dropping signs in their path they can't easily brush off. They keep seeing the same numbers repeat. 111, the moment they open their eyes in the morning. 222 showing up on a random receipt. 444 glowing on a clock. 555 appearing right as their mind drifts back to you. And even if they'd never admit to believing in that kind of thing out loud, something in their spirit already knows these aren't coincidences. There's more you need to hear. They've been dreaming about you, thinking of you at the strangest, most random moments, wondering why everything somehow circles back to you. Wondering why your silence has hit them harder than any actual goodbye they've lived through before. Listen closely. Your soulmate is overwhelmed right now, and not because they don't care. It's because they care more than they know what to do with. Your silence stirred something awake in them, something raw and deep, and almost spiritual in nature. It's shaking the walls they built around their heart. It's cracking open defenses they spent years constructing. And it's pushing them into a place they can't escape, forcing them face to face with what they actually feel for you. And right now, they feel like they're losing their grip. They're acting a little strange, restless, impulsive, more emotional than usual. Because your absence has kicked up a storm inside them, one they can't seem to calm down, one they never saw coming. A storm that's telling them, loud and clear, that they're on the verge of losing something they are nowhere near ready to lose. And that realization alone is nudging them toward doing something bold, something out of character, something they'd normally never do. Because the silence you've chosen is forcing them into a decision they've been dodging for a long time now. Step up or step away. You've probably been sitting there wondering if they even care anymore, if they even notice your absence, if it even registers with them at all. And the universe is answering with a quiet but firm yes. Yes, they care far more than you realize. They feel your silence in their bones, in their spirit, in every heartbeat. They feel the empty space where your presence used to sit. And they've been talking about you. Maybe not out loud to the people around them, but definitely inside their own head. In conversations they mentally rehearse, but never actually send. In thoughts that surface the moment the world finally goes quiet around them. Their soul has hit a breaking point. They're questioning everything now. Why did they hold back for so long? Why didn't they just tell you the truth sooner? Why did they think putting distance between you would somehow protect them from their own feelings? Why did they let fear win out over connection? Why didn't they recognize your worth earlier? Your silence didn't simply push them away, it pushed them inward, forcing them to sit with the emotional truth they'd been avoiding for so long. And the universe is working through that crack in their armor, guiding them toward an awakening they can no longer sidestep. Don't scroll past this part, because what comes next might feel like confirmation of everything your gut has already been telling you. Your soulmate is about to make a move, and not a small, half-hearted one either. This is a big move, a bold one, the kind that comes from an "I can't keep this bottled up anymore" place inside them. They're getting ready to message you, to show up somewhere, to confess something they've been holding in, or to reveal an emotional depth you never expected from them. They're planning something, rehearsing it in their mind, imagining how it'll go, all because your silence forced their soul awake. And your heart needs to hear this clearly. This time, they aren't acting out of impulse. They're acting out of awakening. Your silence didn't sever the connection between you. It switched it on. And now something significant is on its way, with your silence as the very key that unlocked the door. The intensity you've been sensing lately isn't some random coincidence. Your silence hasn't just created space between you two. It's sparked a transformation. Listen carefully. Your soulmate has been quietly spiraling ever since you pulled your energy back. And they haven't been honest with anyone, maybe not even themselves, about how much your silence is really affecting them underneath the surface. They're putting on a front, acting unbothered, pretending everything's normal on the outside. But inside, their whole world is unraveling. They've been pacing around rooms, checking their phone out of habit without meaning to, overanalyzing everything they said, everything they didn't say, everything they should have said differently. And the universe is showing them that their spirit is currently at war with their own pride. Your silence has become the loudest thing in their life right now. They can feel your absence pressing on their chest like a weight they can't set down. And the universe is using exactly that weight to reveal to them what they refused to see back when you were still fully present. Your worth, your softness, your loyalty, your presence. That spiritual thread connecting you two. And the longer your silence continues, the more intense their emotions become, the more urgently their soul pulls toward you, the more pressure builds inside them to act before it's too late. They've been catching the same signs you have too. The very same repeating numbers keep crossing their path. 25, 22, whenever their thoughts drift toward the idea of balance. 555, the moment they wonder if they should finally reach out and make a move. 111, at the exact instant they picture a future that includes you. These signs are landing on them harder than you'd expect. The universe is pushing them, guiding them, waking them up piece by piece. And your heart needs to hear this. They're approaching a breaking point. They're starting to accept that whatever this connection is, it isn't ordinary, it isn't casual, and it isn't something they can just swap out for someone or something else. They feel tied to you on a spiritual level that honestly frightens them a little. And that's exactly why they can't sit still, why nothing feels quite right anymore, why the things that used to hold their attention now feel hollow and pointless. Someone close to them has already picked up on this emotional shift. Someone has started asking questions your soulmate can't answer honestly without exposing what's really going on in their heart. Somebody pointed out that they haven't seemed like themselves lately and asked straight out, who's been on their mind? And your soulmate froze in that moment, because somewhere deep down they already knew the honest answer was you. Before we go further, drop a comment with 111 if this message feels like it's speaking directly to your spirit. That question shook something loose inside them. It made them realize just how deep this connection genuinely runs. They tried to brush it off casually. They tried to act like nothing was wrong. They tried to convince themselves and everyone around them that nothing serious was happening internally. But the truth had already started leaking through their expression, their silence, that distracted energy they've been carrying. Because your energy is still with them. Your silence didn't block that connection at all. It amplified it, made your presence echo even louder in their spirit. And now they're replaying every single moment shared between you two on a loop. Every smile, every conversation, every message, every instance your energy felt like home to them. They keep running through different scenarios in their head. What would happen if they finally reached out? What would they even say? How would you respond? Would you meet them with warmth? Would you stay completely silent? Have you already moved on entirely? They're afraid of what the answer might be, but they're even more afraid of never finding out at all. They've been scrolling back through old messages, lingering on old photos, remembering things you said that they brushed off at the time without much thought. But now, those same words are landing with a completely different, much heavier weight. They're realizing your intuition was sharper than they gave it credit for. They're realizing your presence had a healing quality to it. They're realizing you understood things long before they were ready to face them themselves. And the universe is using your silence to finally teach them the lesson they refused to learn back when your voice was still there to guide them. The universe is rearranging things in their life right now, quietly clearing out distractions, exposing connections that were never real, and dissolving illusions they'd been clinging to. And your soulmate is feeling every bit of that shift deep down. They're losing patience with their own excuses. They're losing tolerance for old habits and patterns they used to just accept without question. They're losing the ability to keep pretending everything's fine. And every bit of this traces directly back to your silence. They're preparing to take action, though maybe not in the way you'd expect. This isn't going to be some small throwaway text or a casual little check-in message. This is closer to an emotional surrender, a real confession, a genuine breakthrough moment, something they've kept bottled up for so long that your silence is what finally cracked it open. They're being pushed toward choosing vulnerability over fear, truth over pride, real connection over continued distance. And here's the thing, the universe isn't asking you to chase after them. It's not asking you to swoop in and rescue them from their own feelings. It's simply asking you to stay grounded, stay steady, stay aligned with yourself, because your energy alone is pulling them in like some kind of spiritual magnet. They feel called toward you. They feel a pull they can no longer explain away with logic or reasoning. Whether they act on it today, tomorrow, or at some moment you least expect, the energy surrounding them right now is unmistakable. They're gearing up to do something emotional, something unexpected, something that finally reveals what they've been keeping hidden all this time. Because your silence didn't drive them away, it woke them up. There's something your spirit has probably already sensed, even if your conscious mind hasn't fully caught up to it yet. Your silence activated something inside them that even they weren't prepared for. Something emotional, something intense, something they've been actively trying to conceal from everyone around them. But the universe is peeling back that layer piece by piece. They've been confiding in someone lately, maybe a close friend, maybe a sibling, maybe someone else they genuinely trust. And whoever it was didn't soften the truth for them. They said something your soulmate needed to hear, something that landed hard, something that made them stop mid-thought and reconsider everything they believed they already understood. Maybe that person flat out told them they're on the verge of losing the best thing that ever happened to them. Maybe they asked point blank why they're acting like they don't care when it's obvious they clearly do. Maybe they reminded them that you're not obligated to wait around forever, and your soulmate had no real answer, because somewhere underneath it all, they already knew it was the truth. That single moment cracked open all the denial they'd been hiding behind. It exposed the fear they'd been suppressing and brought every buried emotion rushing to the surface at once. It forced them to finally sit with the truth they'd been dodging. Their life feels noticeably emptier without you in it. Their days stretch longer without your presence woven through them. Their heart feels heavier with every additional moment of silence that passes between you. Ever since that conversation, they've been stuck in a state of emotional confusion. They keep replaying your last real conversation, wondering if there was something they completely missed. They keep replaying the final moment they saw you in person, remembering little things they didn't fully appreciate back then. Your laugh, your softness, your energy. They imagine finally confessing feelings they were once too afraid to admit, even privately to themselves. They imagine finally showing up emotionally in a way they've never allowed themselves to before. And honestly, they're closer to breaking that silence than you might think. Your own energy has been shifting too, in case you've noticed. Maybe you felt inexplicably emotional lately for no obvious reason. Waking up with them on your mind, feeling a strange pressure in your chest, feeling sudden heaviness in your heart, or sudden unexpected calm. That's because this connection is moving again on an energetic level. Two souls are beginning to sense the same turning point approaching at once. Your soulmate is gearing up to do something bold, something emotionally raw, something they never planned or expected to do. But now they genuinely can't hold it in the way they used to. They're afraid of losing you for good, afraid someone else will notice your worth before they finally speak up, afraid you'll move on without them, afraid you'll forget them entirely, afraid you'll simply stop caring altogether. And that fear is exactly what's pushing them toward finally taking action. Your silence transformed them. It woke them up. It humbled them. It tore down the walls they'd been hiding behind for so long. And now they're bracing for something emotionally raw, something that shifts the whole dynamic between you, something that finally reveals what's really in their heart. Your silence was never meant as punishment. It was alignment. The universe quietly preparing them for the moment they finally choose truth without holding anything back. Drop a 22 in the comments if you can feel this connection starting to shift already. Your soulmate has reached a level of emotional pressure they can no longer hide, no matter how hard they try. And the universe is using your silence, your distance, and your self-respect as a mirror so they can finally see clearly what fear and pride had been blinding them to before. They are not okay right now, no matter how composed they might appear on the outside. They're not sleeping well. Their thoughts feel scattered and unclear. They're losing focus, losing patience, losing their ability to distract themselves from the truth that just keeps rising back to the surface no matter what they do. They feel this connection on a deep level, and your silence exposed just how unprepared they were for something this genuinely real. They've been having private emotional moments they haven't told a soul about. Late nights where memories of you surface completely out of nowhere. Moments spent staring blankly, quietly replaying old conversations in their head. Times they've tried to casually connect with someone else, only to find it feels forced and empty compared to what they had with you. The universe keeps clearing away every possible distraction because this particular lesson clearly can't be avoided any longer. A connection like this doesn't just disappear because someone got scared. Your energy hasn't actually left them. They feel it in the quiet moments. They feel it the second they wake up. They feel it whenever they're alone with their own thoughts. And now real panic is setting in because they're realizing something they never wanted to have to admit. They assumed you'd always just be there.
The universe is confronting them on a spiritual level now, through dreams, signs, resurfacing memories, and waves of familiar emotion, all arriving at once. They're dreaming about you more frequently, waking up emotional for no clear reason, seeing your initials, your birthday, your name popping up in completely random places. And your silence is amplifying every single sign, every message, every emotional truth trying to reach them. They're finally starting to grasp the true depth of this connection. Then something small sets it off. Maybe a song plays, maybe an old photo resurfaces, maybe it's a place tied to a memory of you specifically. And suddenly they're spiraling emotionally, questioning everything all at once. Why didn't they choose you sooner? Why did they hide what they were really feeling? Why did they pretend not to care when the truth was they cared too much? Why did they let fear run the show? Your silence has become their wake-up call. Your distance became the turning point they needed. Your absence became their teacher, and the universe is now steering them toward one conclusion they simply can't avoid any longer. They need to change. They need to grow. They need to speak honestly before it becomes too late to matter. They're being pushed to face their fear of vulnerability head-on, to confront their pride, to confront the actual truth of what they feel. And here's the strange part. They aren't actually afraid of love itself. They're afraid of losing you for good. Right now, they're imagining what it would feel like to finally open their heart all the way, to stop holding themselves back, to finally speak the truth without fear standing in the way. And they are closer than ever to doing something emotionally bold, something vulnerable, something they once believed they'd never have the nerve to actually do. The universe isn't finished working on them yet. Their ego is slowly being dismantled. Their emotional walls are weakening bit by bit. Their heart is softening. Their spirit is being steadily guided toward the truth. And your silence was the spark that set the whole thing in motion. So don't second-guess your worth. Don't second-guess your intuition. Don't second-guess this connection you can feel so clearly. Something important is shifting right now. Something emotional, something healing, something genuinely life-changing. Your soulmate is preparing to do something they never imagined themselves capable of, all because the thought of losing you completely has become something they simply cannot bear. Every single time you chose quiet over chaos, something shifted inside them. Every time you stopped chasing after them, every time you protected your own peace instead, every time you pulled your energy back a little, they felt it, almost like an invisible thread pulling tighter and tighter around their spirit. They've tried distracting themselves, and nothing has worked. They've tried moving forward, but every other connection feels flat and lifeless compared to what they had with you. They've tried acting unaffected, but the universe keeps placing little reminders of you directly in their path. Your favorite song playing unexpectedly, a phrase you used to say often, a memory that surfaces out of nowhere for no clear reason. And now they're emotionally overwhelmed, finally starting to grasp the true magnitude of what they stand to lose. That realization is quietly crushing them beneath its weight.
They keep remembering moments they once brushed past without a second thought. Moments where you showed genuine, real care. Moments where you tried your best to love them honestly. Moments where they were emotionally unavailable and failed to fully appreciate what your heart was offering them.
And now those memories are hitting them with real emotional force. They remember exactly how you made them feel seen, safe, understood, comforted in a way that nobody else ever quite managed to replicate. And now they're asking themselves some genuinely painful questions. What if they were wrong about this? What if they let go of the one person who actually understood them? What if they never get another chance to make it right? These questions are cracking open emotional walls they spent years carefully building up. Some nights they feel inexplicably emotional without understanding exactly why. Some mornings they wake up with a heaviness sitting on their chest. Some moments your absence hits them so hard it completely shifts their entire mood for the day. And slowly, piece by piece, they're beginning to understand something important. Your silence was never rooted in anger. It was healing. It was self-respect. It was growth. And that understanding is humbling them in a real, lasting way. The people around them have started noticing this emotional shift too. They're picking up on the distraction, the sadness, the emotional distance your soulmate is carrying around. And some of them have started confronting it directly, asking why they're staying silent if they genuinely care, questioning why they'd risk losing you if their feelings are actually real. Those words are landing harder than your soulmate expected, because deep down, they already know it's true. The universe is systematically clearing distractions out of their life right now. False connections, empty attention, situations that used to keep them emotionally numb to what really mattered. All of it is falling away because they're being forced to see you clearly now, without pride clouding the picture and without interference getting in the way. And regret is rising up in them with real intensity. They keep thinking they should have tried harder, that they should have actually listened, that they should have opened their heart up sooner than they did. But this regret isn't here to break them down. It's here to change them for the better. They're approaching the point where the silence has become genuinely unbearable to sit with. They fight the urge to reach out to you almost daily now, typing out messages only to delete them before hitting send, rehearsing entire conversations in their head, imagining unexpected reunions, replaying your last interaction over and over, searching every detail for some flicker of hope. And slowly, piece by piece, they're building up the courage they need. They know that eventually they'll have to face you honestly. They know eventually they'll have to speak their truth without hiding behind excuses anymore. Because they're tired of living inside a string of what-ifs, tired of pretending, and tired of feeling you slip further away with every passing day. And now the fear of losing you permanently has grown stronger than their fear of being vulnerable ever was. Something significant is building behind the scenes emotionally, a confession, a message, a real moment of truth. And when it finally happens, there's a good chance you'll sense it spiritually before it even shows up in your physical reality. As we keep going, drop a 333 in the comments if this message feels like it was written specifically for you. Your silence has placed your soulmate inside an emotional storm they can no longer sidestep, and the universe is using this exact moment to completely reshape how they see love, connection, and even themselves. Every wall they built up, every excuse they leaned on, every ounce of pride they used to hide behind, it's all starting to collapse now. They assumed distance would help them forget you. Instead, it magnified everything they'd been trying so hard to bury.
Now your absence rings out louder in their life than your presence ever did, and they're finally being forced to sit with a truth they've avoided for far too long. They love you more deeply than they've ever admitted, even privately to themselves. They feel you everywhere now, in their thoughts, in their chest, in their dreams, in the quiet moments when the world finally slows down around them. And slowly, they're coming to realize this connection isn't ordinary at all. It feels spiritual, familiar, almost like some kind of soul memory resurfacing. That's exactly why no one else compares to you. That's why your energy always felt like peace. That's why your silence now feels like grief. They've been quietly unraveling in private, rereading old messages, lingering on your pictures longer than they probably should, replaying the sound of your voice in their head, wondering why the universe would let them feel something this intense, if it was never meant to actually matter in the end.